north with the Power Trip at Grandview Lodge this week. Join us Thursday night for fun and prizes. Then tune in Friday morning for the live broadcast and the initials game. Book your stay today, KFAN.com, keyword Grandview.
All right, welcome back to the Power Trip Morning Show. It is a Monday recapping the Wild, the Wolves, the draft. Ben Leber is here. Hi, Ben.
Hi.
We're going to stall for a second because Chris is in a stall currently.
Yeah. No, I think he's getting his allergy medication.
It's a better bit if he's just going to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, he's taking a huge dump.
Right. So before we get into the news when he gets back, any other major non-Vikings related draft takes that either something that either surprised you or, you know, you were super excited about, super upset about, anything else stand out?
I think I was surprised that, in Sauce, you can jump in whenever you want. I'm sure you guys talked about it over the weekend, but I was surprised that safeties, you know, Caleb Downs dropped as far as he did. Sauce and I we sort of theorized that a guy like Ruben Bain would drop, and he dropped a little bit. But I just thought that consensus across the board, Caleb Downs was one of the top players, regardless of position, on everybody's big board. But yet we're watching the draft and nobody's selecting him. And not that he dropped a ton, but you look at the difference in value from being a top 4 pick to being where he's at, like that's millions of dollars that was left on the table because people just didn't value that position or whatever, you know. And we know that Thieneman, went where he went to Chicago, and we're gonna have to see him. But I think the value of safety overall was not as highly valued as maybe people thought. We heard that after the first 2 running backs, that running backs were not going to be valued very high in this draft, and we kind of saw that play out. So that was maybe not a surprise, but when you hear about these hypotheticals, you know, you just never really know until we actually see it in action. So I thought it was interesting that running backs outside of the Notre Dame guys, it was slim pickings,
sure.
Especially even for our guy Emmett Johnson, who went to the Chiefs.
I have not heard your full Caleb Banks breakdown, but we can do that in Vikings News in about 30 minutes if you want. Very curious to hear what you think, but we'll wait for 33 minutes. That's a radio tease.
Out of curiosity, can we also ask him about
Big Citrus?
We'll get to that as well, yes.
Okay,
Big Citrus.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
But for now, the news.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey.
That's me.
Presented by the St. Paul Saints.
Amen. And hey, it's Crayola night at the Saints. A Crayola ticket package. Sunday, May 3rd. Coming right up as your beloved Saints return to CHS Field tomorrow. 11:07 a.m. game tomorrow versus Iowa. These 2 teams hate each other.
Yes, they do.
Thank you, Saints Baseball. That's saintsbaseball.com.
Sauce, the Crayola is for coloring, not for eating.
Yeah. I didn't eat
saying.
crayons as a kid.
Just curious.
Yeah.
Please don't.
You eat them as an adult?
Curiosity killed the cat.
So you would eat boogers, but not crayons.
Oh,
yeah, crayons are grody. Yes, sir.
Please.
I mean, he did.
I haven't done that in a while, though. I'm off the
Please,
bugs.
please.
Good for you.
I'm really begging you.
I just can't believe you did that.
A stupid question.
Yeah.
Do the different color of crayons have different flavors?
Ask Paul.
No idea. I've never eaten a crayon. I knew kids that did, though. There's always the glue kid that ate glue. That wasn't me.
No, you were the booger kid.
The booger
So there was a kid who was made of glue who ate glue?
Yeah, man. That's how he survived.
Don't
Yeah,
eat
he's
your
a
boogers.
superhero.
Come on, kids. Don't eat your
Don't even
boogers.
say it.
Looking back,
It really
Sauce,
makes me...
if, let's say you go to a Super Bowl party when you were, 10 years old,
Yeah.
and the parents of the Super Bowl party, they lay out all the snacks, and it's glue, and it's crayons, and it's boogers. It's a kid's party. What are you eating?
That's a good question.
Please
It's
don't.
not.
Other people's
Please
boogers
don't.
are disgusting.
Would you
so
please
it's
stop
probably-
with
But
the
your
booger
own
stuff?
were incredible.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm turning the channel.
Worth going back for, because it
probably-
wasn't a one-time
That grosses me
problem.
out.
It's
I
probably
can't take it.
crayons.
I don't know why they like to talk about it.
What kind of glue would you have considered? Like stick glue?
Elmer's,
Or just Elmer's regular
Yeah,
glue?
but glue, gross. Glue's gross.
So glue is gross.
Did you guys know the news
Crayons,
started?
disgusting.
I don't think the Saints want to
Other
sponsor
people's
this. What do you
boogers,
got?
hard pass.
Hard pass.
But yours,
Yeah, chef's kiss. Yeah.
yeah. Whereas you don't need
Moist,
Chef
moist,
Giancarlo.
moist.
Gross.
Moist.
A moist booger?
Ugh. Yucky.
Just trying to shock them out of there.
Best meal he's ever had.
Moist.
Yeah.
Stop. Seriously, it is maybe one of the worst.
I can't take
habits,
it. I can't take
most
it.
disgusting things that
He hasn't
both
done it in a long time. We're
kids
good.
and
I haven't
adults
done it in a
do.
long time.
Can't take it.
Not in his 40s
Moist.
at all.
Please. You know who looks like a booger eater? King Charles is visiting the United States.
I wonder if he has.
King Charles and Queen Camilla.
Oh,
Start their
Camilla
trip.
for sure is a booger eater.
Oh. They start their trip to the U.S. today. They're not coming to Minneapolis, I bet, because this. The UK's royal couple set to have a 6-day trip that will begin in D.C. What's going on? Do you guys hear something?
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. Somebody's phone is on.
Not much.
That was weird.
I don't know. That was weird.
Anyway, somebody's listening to a different radio station because
Can't blame him.
Booger talk.
Well, he was eating boogers over
Stop
there.
it!
No, I'm not now.
Anyway, so
Thankfully.
say hi to King Charles and Queen Camilla if you see them. You know,
Will do, man.
Yeah.
cool. Sloth World Orlando filing for bankruptcy.
Oh, no.
no. What?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
owned by that bitch, Carol Baskins?
I don't know. I don't know. After more than 30 of the animals reportedly died from a virus.
Oh.
Oh, those poor sons of bitches.
How many?
30 of them.
My
30
God.
of them. 30 of them. God. I guess they got VD. That's what I'm guessing. I don't
guess
know.
so.
Yeah, well, your sister should leave him alone.
A dozen surviving sloths were transferred out of that VD hell. They're going to be in quarantine for a month so they don't spread the disease.
Here's why I like Ben. Ben,
Sloth
if you went to Sloth World in Florida, you know they only sell one flavor of ice cream?
Yep.
And it is? Come on, man.
You got this, sloth.
Sloth World sells one
Sloth.
flavor of ice
Sloth
cream.
world. Sloth.
Even I get it. I
can do
hate
it.
That.
Sloth.
Come on, man.
Sloth.
Man.
I don't know. I don't know
on,
where
man.
you're going.
Sloth.
Yes, I feel so
kind
bad. I'm disappointing you right now.
about-
Everybody
does
gets the joke, and
What
I'm
about John
missing it.
Matuzak? What kind of ice cream does he like?
Rocky Road.
Rocky
That's
Road
it.
is the
Oh,
one.
gosh, okay, I'm so
There you
sorry.
go. He
Okay,
sells
yeah,
Rocky
yeah.
Road at Sloth World.
Yes.
Will you,
Yes.
will you do your sloth impression, Huck? That's sly.
Crackhead Bob.
The Limbo Bears.
No, that's not good either.
Whatever. You want it, you got it.
All right. Thank you.
Got it. A deadly flesh-eating bacteria has been found in multiple swimming areas in New York's Suffolk County. Scientists at Stony Brook University say this type of bacteria can cause death within 48 hours if it goes untreated. Suffolk County officials say they're updating septic systems that are relying on shellfish and seaweed to absorb some of the nitrogen buildup that's causing the bacteria.
Why do people go outside
Yeah.
ever?
Flesh eater.
Oh, disgusting.
They're pretty disgusting. Better than what he eats, though.
I was going to say, one
Don't
of the
even do
least
it. Don't do
disgusting
it.
things eaten in this entire segment was flesh.
A new survey shows the cost of dating is exhausting.
Good.
Many young Americans.
Yep, screw
are so
it.
tired.
Pop up.
BMO Financial Group says half of Americans surveyed say they are going on fewer dates or choosing less expensive activities like just staying in the back seat and getting it on.
Just going to watch the sunset.
That's right. The bank polled over 2,500 adults in late December and January. Said one date cost Gen Z adults over $200 on average, and millennials $250. Son of a bitch. That's too much money.
Do kids do that anymore? Just go park?
Boy,
I don't know.
They should.
Just go to the point?
I don't
Park.
think so.
Let's go parking. Let's go parking. Of course, what do kids drive these days? They have back seats.
E-bikes,
Yeah, e-bikes, yeah.
hoverboards, scooters.
If you guys aren't watching Rooster, by the way, it's a great show.
What's Rooster?
No, I have never even heard of it.
It's Steve Carell's new show
Oh, yeah.
on
HBO.
HBO. It's really funny, man. There's at least one or two funny moments every episode. I think it's really well done. You guys
All right.
like it. It's real good. Real good. If you like Steve Carell, you like it.
I'll check it out.
Thank you. With baseball season heating up, fans are showing support. But how much is too much? Here's Bree Tennis. She's a reporter. She's got more on the difference between a sports fan and a sports fanatic.
Sports fans make up about 70% of the population. Sports fanatics about 20%. And here's the difference according to Psychology Today. Fans go to games and wear team gear. Fanatics never miss a game, scream at the TV, know the names of the players, and refer to the team as us. Psychologists say it's not really bad if you're a fanatic as long as you maintain balance and stay employed. I'm Bree Tennis.
Wow, Bree.
Wow.
Quite the ender there.
My God, there, Bree.
Stating the obvious. Sauce, you know what fans are short for, right?
Yeah, fanatic.
Right. So it's just funny that we're arguing the difference between sports fanatics and sports fanatics.
Yeah.
But I know what she means.
Yeah.
So you said, or she said, 70% fans, 20% fanatics.
That's right.
What's the other 10?
Casual?
I'd say obsessives. I think it goes the other way, wouldn't you say?
I would say it's closer to the people who barely care.
Well, that's me.
Casual, yeah.
Right,
You
because
just put them in sort of
fanatics are the 20%.
Oh,
Right.
category.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's me.
70% are fans. 10% are
Yeah,
like
I'd be
that's
cool.
where I'm at, I guess now too, right? Where it's like, yeah, I would rather see them win. I'll watch once in a while. I'm not wearing the jerseys. I rarely go to games. No.
You leave.
My day doesn't get impacted either way, right?
But it used to.
Used to. Yeah. Teared up in 98. I'm like, I can't let this happen again.
Yeah, that was the
Why
last
am I-
time you cried.
I didn't cry. Teared up. There's a difference.
You cried when Jabus got his van.
Not even
We
close
were
to
all
true.
So just taken aback by
Yeah.
your big tears.
What?
Sauce, how many?
You're too
How many?
I said tears.
How old are you? 43.
43, sir.
Out of your 43 years of living on this great planet of Earth, third rock from the sun, how many of those 43 years would you say you have been a fanatic?
I mean, I've been a pretty big
23.
Vikings fanatic since probably 98. So almost 30 years.
True fanatic, not even fan.
Yeah.
Fanatic.
Yeah.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
Never
Talk
miss a
about
game. Care about every win,
with
every
the TV.
loss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
I would bet I've watched every game since 1998.
Who do we know in our realm who is a fanatic? Like I would say, PA is a fanatic.
Yeah, PA.
Yeah.
Nordo.
Nordo's a fanatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan
Creasel's-
Donaldson.
Creasel's a fanatic.
Creasel's a
Johnny
Vikings tattoo.
Bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bones.
Dusty Mon.
Bonus is a Twins fanatic for
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
Yep.
Tommy's a fanatic of the Gophers.
Sure.
And-
There you go.
Yeah.
Conzemius, obviously, fanatic of the Gophers.
By the way, does anybody know? I'm guessing. I bet he did great. Does anybody know how our guy did the other day?
No, on the Big Ten Network?
Yeah, on the Big
No,
Ten
I
Network.
saw,
I don't know.
I saw the clip of him interviewing
ready, yeah.
PJ.
Yeah, Andy interviewed the quarterback. He did very well.
Good.
Yeah.
So you did see it, or you just saw the highlights too?
It was on Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I hope he did well.
I'm sure he did. He's good at everything.
Hawk, were you ever a fanatic growing up of any one particular team?
No, not really. I mean, no.
I know. I'm kind of with you. I was kind of racking my brain thinking, like, I cheered for teams and I paid attention, but I don't think I was ever a fanatic of any one team.
If I'll be honest, I think the only team I was ever a fanatic of was my high school team. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to play high school football.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with playing high school football. I loved it.
Yeah, my obsession or level of fanaticism is band related. Right? I've
You're on camera.
I was way more into 311 than I ever was a sports team. And that includes the 90s Gopher basketball team that I loved, the Timberwolves, which is still my favorite team. If you want to yeah.
But according to Bree Tennis, all you have to do to be a fanatic versus a fan is just kind of like know the players and know that. So I don't think you really have to do a deep dive. Like you knew probably all the Gophers and Timberwolves players without even really being riding and dying by every win and loss. You could right now probably think of the starting lineup of one big team when you're a child. So, for instance, Hawk and I were talking about the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where I grew up, I loved Eric Davis, I loved Barry Larkin, I loved Chris Sabo,
Griff Jr.
Griffey
Was that
Jr.
later?
No,
Later
yeah,
or
that was a little later, but I still paid attention.
Yeah.
So I wasn't I guess that would probably put me in the fanatic, but I didn't watch every game. I didn't have the ability to watch every game.
No. Right.
But I still loved keeping up with it in the newspaper.
That's a really good point. I'd say Big Red Machine was like maybe the team of my youth.
Yeah.
Like I would go out in the backyard and throw the baseball up on the barn and run and dive to catch it and pretend I was, Dave Concepcion.
Yeah, I tried to hit like Eric Davis, like how he held the bat like really low.
Yeah.
You know, and I couldn't. I obviously just couldn't do it like he could do it.
Yeah. Baseball mattered a lot back then.
Back then,
Yeah, it really did. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's a good point.
Now our team's falling apart.
Yeah, it's over for everybody.
They've lost
resting.
9 out of 10.
They're just resting.
Yeah, they're resting.
They're falling apart. It looked like the over was going to absolutely crush.
Oh,
and now
that
it's
squad, it's over.
Oh, man.
It's over.
9 out
Yeah.
of 10.
Yeah, it's over. The bullpen's terrible. They can't hit. There's like 3 guys on the team that don't belong on the team.
What happened? They got off to such a monster
The
start.
bullpen is awful. And they scored 5 total runs against the Rays this week.
That's not enough.
But the other team scored how many?
Probably 7.
Shoot. I like Shelty.
Yeah, I do too.
Doesn't sound
But
like
the team he has, some of the guys on that team don't belong in the MLB roster because the owners are cheap and they keep them there.
Fun. All right, sports sauce when we come back.
Sweet.
Can I tell you guys at some point about the guy who was gored to death by a bull in Spain?
Oh, he did die now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is during the running of the bulls.
Oh, I thought it was the matador that got anally. What was it? What was the word?
Penetrated?
No,
What did they say?
Gored.
Gored.
Anally gored.
What was the word that we used last week? It was something else.
Impaled?
No.
Pleasured?
Whoa.
Anally.
We said it like 30 times.
Anally
Massacred?
No.
scraped?
No. It was in one of the headlines we read.
Prolapsed?
Yeah. Wow, good
No.
word. Good word.
bull
Disemboweled?
fighter.
Yeah.
No. Why don't I just Google it and see if I can find this quickly?
That's what I'm
Hang on.
doing right now.
Anally kissed?
No.
Well, it might have been. Perforated rectum.
That
Perforated.
There we
yeah,
go.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Perforated. Severely gored in the anus. That's not funny at all.
Yeah, I like this Mad Libs.
Yeah, this isn't
fun.
funny.
Well, here, headline from the Daily Star. Spanish matador says he can't sleep or eat after bull spears him in the bum.
Oh.
Why can't he eat? Doesn't he eat through his mouth?
Yeah,
Listen,
but then
I'm sorry.
you don't want to dump.
Rectal dilator?
When you say
That's quit ordering on Amazon.
speared him in the bum, it sounds a lot less catastrophic.
Yeah.
When you say perforated dat anus,
Right.
Yep. Yep.
And Ben, the story we read last week is he came out of retirement. This guy was done.
Oh, no.
Right? He was widely considered to be this legendary Spanish matador. He's like, I hung him up too early. I'm going to get back out there. And then immediately a horn went right up it.
His poor rim.
This is the before shot just before it happened.
Oh, boy.
Look at that.
Oh, no.
Look at that. That bull's like, bullseye!
Yep.
Oh, based on those horns, it didn't go straight in.
Well, you can't flash him a target like that.
Don't flash him your tar star, man.
Rectal perforation.
They're playing the Fillmore.
His butthole got Fillmored.
Oh. Gross.
You see the sideburns on this son of a bitch.
I know, they're real.
I mean, he looks like he's straight out of 1978.
You should see the cheekburns on that guy, too.
His poor slabs.
I was in immense pain. Felt a lot of fear because I saw the bull had grabbed me and, well, I thought I was bleeding. Yeah, you sure were.
Yeah. You sure were.
Gross.
He's not going to walk right for a while.
Forever,
Man.
He's going to walk like he just got off a bull.
Horn.
Yeah. Knee.
It's like watching the girls walk out of the elevators in Vegas at like 5 a.m.
Yeah. Or Tommy.
Hey, what are you guys doing?
Hawk, your guys on ESPN.
Which one?
Damian Woody.
Oh, how dare you? I thought you were talking about...
Big Citrus.
I'll also do sports after this. Vikings news in like 20 minutes. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
Playoff time calls for Carboni's Pizza. Game day fuel since 1954. Feel your Game 5 playoff party tonight by ordering at carbonispizza.com.
That sounds good, man. I'd eat that. Right, Ben?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, man. The guy, the bullfighter who suffered the perforated rectum, looks like I figure Napoleon Bonaparte looked.
Yeah, not super unlike Napoleon from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
You know what? Maybe that's where that's coming from.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's where that's coming from.
Similar kind of,
Because I can't imagine I saw any Polaroids of
No. But a lot of paintings.
Yeah, sure.
If you go to France, good for me. I said arrivederci to the U.S. last fall, and I went to France. Almost every painting has some Napoleon angle.
Yeah.
You go to the Louvre, and it's like Napoleon.
Yeah.
Napoleon. And if that ain't Napoleon, it's a guy that looks like Napoleon, and I'm not going to read the little description underneath to see if it's somebody else.
No.
I don't know if they care for him much or not. I can't tell. I didn't really read much.
You know, they banned him from France a few times. He got too big for his britches, which is
Yeah.
You know what pisses me off is people talk about how short he was, and he's taller than I am.
Oh.
I hate that.
A towering
really?
5'8" or
He's
5'9".
He was 5'8".
Oh, I thought he was like 5'4" or
I know.
something.
That's how history goes, right? But no. He was 5'8", 2 inches taller than me. Hung like an ant, but still.
I'm sorry.
And you don't have a Napoleon complex.
No.
But
Well,
he
I
did.
probably do a little bit.
Yeah, you have
kinda do.
fought a lot of people.
I kind of do. I can't
Now,
help
Sauce,
it. I'm
many
sorry.
people around here have saying you have an Oedipus complex. Is that accurate or not?
See, I know what that means.
What does it mean?
It means you're in love with your mother. Like in a
So is that false or not?
I'm in love with my mother, but
What?
not in like
Ew.
wait, start over.
It's okay.
No.
It's okay. It's
Start
okay.
over.
It's okay.
God.
I love
Just okay.
my mom. I'm not in love with
Then
my
you just
mom.
said you were in love with your mother.
You
we're all
cornered
in this
me into
together,
that.
buddy. I got you. It's
knew
okay.
I'd say that.
Go ahead. Keep talking.
I love my mom. I'm not in love with my
Keep
mom.
on talking, baby. It's okay. Tell me more.
What do I look like? I'm from Indiana.
You're in love with your mom, but you don't love your mom?
I love my mom, but I'm
Don't
not in
use
love
your
with
mom.
my mom.
Hawk is in love with your father.
Yeah, and my uncle and my cousin.
A reveler. This is the first sports story. I'm going to go ahead and hit the...
Sure.
A reveler has been gored to death.
Oh.
And I say this in sports because I think this is probably a sport for the bulls.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
for the
well,
humans, you're running.
Yeah, sure. But the bulls love it. This is
They
their
love it.
chance. You know
It's
what I mean?
target practice.
Yeah, right. Traditional bull running event in Spain. Santiago Barrero, San Roman.
Oh.
Oh, no. Santiago.
Barrero.
Where in the world is
Dan Barrero.
You have an
Santiago
Oedipus
Barrero?
complex.
I do
San
not.
Roman was killed while taking part in the festivities. Horrific footage showed the 30-year-old, a local fighting bull breeder, attempting to shelter behind a barrier.
Oh, so this bull really targeted him, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like
And-
he really wanted to get after him.
Yeah. This street is part of the course known as the Street of Hell. Due to the intensity of the runs, which I've had really
Yes.
intense runs as well. As the father of two cowered behind a barrel, the animal thrashed around and then tossed him in the air with one of its horns. Roman was dragged along the street in front of dozens of terrified festival goers. Several men ran onto the street and said, "Hey,
Hey, you bull!
hey!"
Stop that!
But the animal just continued attacking him, shoved him into a fence, drug him along the ground a little farther, and then got bored with the body and ran off. So Bull 1, Barrero 0.
0.
No, Barrero.
Do they do anything with that bull? Do they specifically find that bull when they're done running with the bulls? And do they, kill them? Do they give them a
I don't
prize?
think they take him to Olive Garden. Like, I
God,
mean,
that'd be great.
Yeah, but do they single them out and say, "Oh, that one's a killer"?
Yeah,
it's
they
kind of
probably
like
do.
it's like a great white shark. Do you have to just
Sure.
get it out of the water? Or what?
taste for human.
I do wonder if they say, "Hey, old Jim over there, he goes to the top of the list of bulls in the arena here. Let's
Oh yeah,
He's a man
does he
killer.
get right into
I bet
the
he does.
competitive arena? And
I
say
bet he does.
Oh, he just elevated
Yeah.
himself. He's graduated into the
Yeah.
top bull.
He's
and I
the
know all
first
the other
pick.
bulls give him the high hoof,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what sucks about bullfighting,
hoof.
or in this case, the running of the bulls, is if the bull wins, they should be rewarded.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right? But it is like, well, you're going to die. They're going to kill you.
Yeah.
They're going to stab you until you bleed out. It's like, well, but wait a minute. I gored that matador to death.
Yeah.
Or I at least
won.
anally
Yeah, I won.
perforated his rectum or whatever the deal
Yeah.
is. So it's like, shouldn't I win? Don't I get a bed of roses and a nice meal and maybe a lady bull or two to have fun with?
Good point.
And doesn't the bull
You know
breeder?
what I'm saying? A lady bull.
bull.
Hey, man, it's 2026.
Yeah.
There's lady bulls.
Yeah.
Oh,
there
yeah,
it
look
is.
at that.
Look.
Yeah, that's the matador. I mean, that looks, it's right up there.
Yeah.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
It looks like he's turning him into a hand puppet.
Oh. Looks like he's. Oh.
Oh, God. That is the definition of just retire peacefully, fade
Yes.
off into the sunset.
Yep.
You don't need to fight more bulls. You did
No,
great, buddy.
don't do
But
that.
he's a legend. Had to come back.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
You know, when they do bull riding at the rodeos,
Yeah.
those bulls that can never be ridden on 8 seconds, they're idolized.
Yeah, they're retired.
They're
Yeah.
retired.
Yeah.
They are
Stud.
given. Yeah, they're getting studded out, and that's where everybody wants that semen. But when it comes to
There's Tommy's
I don't know
ringtone.
why you went Southern on that.
made it sound less offensive if it's Southern.
But shouldn't
I
that be
know.
the case for the bullfighters? If the bullfighter
Yep.
if the bull's always winning, don't you want to breed that bull and be like, we need to raise
Be
more
like a
bulls
thoroughbred
like
in
this?
horse racing,
Right?
sure.
Don't they tie those bulls nuts
They
in the
sure
radio? In the road radio.
They do in the bullfighting, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To piss them
I
off.
don't think they do that in the bullfighting. They do the bull riding.
Yeah, that's what gets into buck like that.
Chris, did we not learn that they do that in bullfighting? Don't
They
they?
do, too.
Yeah, they
No, they do both.
They
cinch
basically
'em up.
cinch him up to piss off the bull.
Yeah, they're angry. You guys ever had your testosterone tested?
No.
Yeah.
I had mine done last week.
Yeah, you want to talk about your numbers? Or
Off
what?
the charts. Seriously, it's unbelievable. The lady, Ashley, over Olivia, she was like, you don't need any more. You need to chill out.
Yeah, you need to take a deep breath, man.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and give you some estrogen.
There's a bull shark over there.
Yeah. You're full of it.
I was
God,
like,
good for you, man.
I know, I couldn't believe it. I'm 55.
Well, Frank Thomas and Doug Flutie say
Yeah.
after 40, your T count goes down.
Yeah, man.
I don't know
They
if T
keep
counts
trying to
aren't-
get a grip on my T's with their lips, if you know what I mean.
My God.
Frank
they're
Thomas
after
and
it.
Doug Flutie?
Yes, they want some of my testy.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah, you sagot healthy gonads over there.
I
Ellen.
really
yeah,
do.
Congratulations.
Look over here.
It's all that happy baby in front of the sun, right?
That's what it is.
It's like
Bleaching my anus.
when people go
bleaching
big
your
game hunting in
anus.
Africa, right? And it's like they pay a whole
Whoa.
bunch of money and they get in a truck and then they step out of the truck for 2 seconds and shoot something, right?
Oh, yeah. Or like the guy
I
that
do
got
that
trampled
too.
by an elephant
Right.
over the weekend.
But it's like, okay, you got off of a truck and you shot something. Like that's if you hop off of a safari truck and you find a lion and you choke him to death with your bare hands, then by all means,
yeah, you can dictate
you
that.
are the
yeah.
new king of the
Yeah,
jungle.
you can drag that lion back home
100%. And I'm not even really that mad at you, right? It's like, well, why did you kill that lion?
because I could.
You beat him in hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
Right? Back in the day in the the savannas of Africa, we had to fear lions constantly.
R.I.P.
Now we are at the top of the food chain because we have guns and they don't.
Well said.
Right? If you can stab one to death, good for you.
Yeah.
If you can kick one in the face and it gets knocked
Yeah.
unconscious, great. You are the king of the jungle. I don't have a lot of respect for people that just jump off the car and shoot them in the face. It's like, well, I could do that, and I'm
Yeah,
an
anybody
idiot.
could, yeah.
Yeah, you could
You're
do
not
that,
an
and you have an
idiot, though.
Oedipus complex.
No, you have
really do.
that.
I got such testosterone, I can't barely see
Yeah,
it.
he's
Well, then
too
let's
horny.
send you.
Yeah, you could go over there and fight a lion, couldn't you?
I'll try it. And then whoever wins is on top.
What?
Man, you're horny.
Of the food chain.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh.
so, yeah.
Obviously. What'd you think? Oh.
You need help.
Oh. You thought I was talking about sex.
But you guys saw that video or that story of the big game hunter that got killed by the elephant,
we
right?
talked about it last
Yep.
week. Yeah. Got stomped.
I mean, don't we all sort of, we're in the same, so you're like, well, good for the elephant.
Good for the elephant. And again, that elephant should not be like put down or euthanized
No.
because it killed a human. It defended its own
Correct.
territory or family, and you lost.
Yeah.
You should be embarrassed.
Douchey doucher bag wants to
Yeah,
pay
exactly.
hundreds of thousands of dollars to shoot that thing,
Yeah.
and that thing kills him. Well, you know what? That happens. It's
Yeah.
nature.
Play stupid games,
Yeah.
win stupid prizes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Darwin Award. There you go. You win, buddy. That was sports.
Oh, yeah. We didn't do a single
All right, let's go Vikings heavy when we come back.
I can't wait.
We'll get Ben's take on Caleb Banks and the rest of the 2026 draft. We'll talk Grenard trade and more with Ben Leber after this on The Fan.
The Fan.
You already listened? Now watch The Fan. Check out the KFAN YouTube for exclusive videos, in-depth takes, initials, and password games, and behind-the-scenes content. Search KFAN on YouTube and hit subscribe today.
It's time for Vikings news on the Power Trip, presented by
Redco, your truck accessories pro.
Yes.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, your Minnesota Vikings made it through the draft, and we came out on the other side with one less veteran linebacker in Jonas Grenard.
One less lonely girl.
Speaking of lonely girls and Viking linebackers, Ben Leber's here with us.
Hi, Ben.
Hi,
Ben.
Ben,
Yeah.
Leber, Jonathan Grenard, El Conte. And we loved him. We loved him. He was one of us. Gone too soon. I did like that Brzezinski came out and said, listen, I mean, he actually said the words. I'm paraphrasing. I could probably find the audio, but I'd rather paraphrase. We know this doesn't make our team better, but we couldn't help it. The previous GM spent way too much money.
I mean, yeah, correct.
But, in reality, we went for it. It didn't work, but you suffer the repercussions of it when you go for it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the bottom line.
Yeah, the interesting thing about that is, where would they sit with his contract if he wasn't asking for a raise?
They'd be just fine. Right? This year. Next year, they would not.
Correct.
Right.
Right. So, yeah, it's interesting that he would use specifically that sort of, phrasing, because, for this year, they're fine with this contract and all that stuff. I think at first blush, I think we all can probably say that, man, I thought he was worth more than that. I thought we'd get a little bit more value out of that, because he's a hell of a player and he's a hell of a locker room guy. And you're right. We're going to miss him dearly on the field, and on the team, but we don't really know the dialogue of what his agent was saying and what he was saying to the team. If he said, I'm absolutely not playing under this contract. If he grandstands and says, I'm not playing one snap until I get a new deal, well, then you get what you can for him. And so in that respect, maybe it's not a poor exchange of value. It's like, listen, he wasn't going to play. We knew internally he wasn't going to play for us anyway. So the fact that we got what we got from Philly anyway is a great deal. So that's some of the nuance to this deal that we don't really know. And I'd like to think that he was, we got a tremendous value for him based on the fact that his attitude was, I'm not going to be here anyway. So just get what you can.
I'm not sure I'm right on this. I'm inferring this from hearing what Gessling said on his podcast, the Star Tribune podcast they do, Access Vikings, I think is what it's called. They made it sound like Grenard's people and Jonathan went to the Vikings and said, we want more money. The Vikings said, we can't give it to you. If you want to go look and get yourself a better deal with another team, we're okay with it.
Right.
We'll let you go. So in other words, the Vikings were saying, we can't give you the money you want. We want you to be happy, and it's going to be, so go find it. Did they go find the deal themselves? Is that what an agent does?
Well, that's the whole idea of what an agent's supposed to do.
But I mean, is he allowed to talk to other teams even though he's under contract, but only if the Vikings give him permission?
I think when they're given permission like that, and it becomes, a kind of a well-known thing that even still when things don't become public, that's what the Senior Bowl and that's what the combines are. I mean, it is a chance for all the agents and all the executives to get together and start floating ideas about what could be and what could possibly be with their players. So, I bet you there's 1,000 stories and deals that didn't get done that were probably talked about under the table and in a quote unquote tampering. But I think it's just how the business works.
Okay.
Now that Grenard is gone, how make or break is this season for Dallas Turner?
It's huge. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a chance for him to be a true 3-down player and see if he can he carry the same amount of disruption, and if not more, than Grenard. And I think that's the one thing that I'm going to miss about him was stat lines sometimes didn't always paint the picture of how well he played in individual games. Like he created a lot of chaos out there. His disruption factor, which I think these websites are starting to chart, is your disruption, your chaos factor. And he always seemed like he had a high grade, whether or not he had a certain number of sacks or a certain number of tackles for loss or quarterback hurries. And I think that his numbers would be even higher if there was some of those opportunities to bring down the quarterback because he was getting to the quarterback. He had, unfortunately, a lot of missed sacks where he would slide off the guy off the top of his shoulders or something like that. So he was getting to the quarterback. He was ultra effective. Can Dallas Turner do that now when he's getting 75% of the defensive snaps as opposed to what he's been getting up to this point?
All right, what do you think of, because I haven't heard your take yet, what do you think about Caleb Banks, 6'6", 327, that's a huge you-know-what, the 18th overall pick. We obviously have heard a million different people say this is the biggest reach in round one, this is the biggest, boom or bust because of his injury concerns. That's like the headline, right, is that people just thought we overdrafted him. But what do you think about the actual tape? What kind of player can he be, and how does he fit into Flores' defense?
Well, I mean, the tape speaks for itself. I mean, when he's not dealing with his foot injury, he is a top 10 talent, regardless of position. I mean, he's probably a top 10 player in this draft. If he played a healthy season last year and we didn't have this foot injury, shoot, he might even be a top 5 pick. There's no debating about his talent and his skill. Everybody across the board, I mean, every analyst that broke down his tape, if you take the injury part out of it, if you take that red sticker off of the draft board next to his name, he's one of the most talented defensive players and maybe one of the most talented players in this draft, period. End of story. So as long as, again, the health stuff checks out, and if they feel like this foot issue that he's had in the last 10 months is not a chronic issue, this is an absolute steal where we got him. The fact that he slid down to 18 on the board and he has immense talent. It's just, again, the caveat is this a chronic issue? And the reason why I think there's obviously something to consider and something to be worried about is if I understand the anatomy of his bone break, this is not a 5th metatarsal bone break. You see a lot of big body receivers, some tight ends, a lot of receivers and skill position guys that do a lot of agility and a lot of hard cutting will break that 5th metatarsal. That is basically the midfoot of your pinky toe. And guys will break that because it's a stress injury, because you're putting a lot of torque on that outside foot when you're planting. This particular break is your 4th metatarsal, so it's your 4th toe. That's not necessarily an agility break. That's a pressure break. And unless we find out that he got stepped on and the bone maybe just didn't heal fully, and then he pushed off of it at the combine and re-broke it. If he got stepped on from somebody else, that's just a freak injury. But if it's a pressure break just because your body's just so big and powerful, then that might be an issue going forward. But when they say, and it seems flippant, it seems hyperbolic for the administration to come out and say, well, we have some of the best doctors in the nation, if not the world. When they say that, that's not just big words. I'm assuming Dr. Coetzee, the foot and ankle guy at TCO, looked at his stuff and reviewed all of his stuff. He is regarded as one of the best foot and ankle guys in the world. People from all over the world come to Minneapolis to see this doctor and get second and third opinions in surgeries and operations by Dr. Coetzee. So my assumption is that he evaluated all of his stuff. If he gives him the green light and gives the team the green light, then I have full faith that this is not going to be a long-term issue.
Man, did they consult with Dr. Scholl at all?
I'm assuming somewhere down the line.
I would think that you have
to, yeah.
If they truly did their due diligence, don't you think you would have to?
For sure.
This guy's 6'6", 327. What a huge monster this dude is. All right, so we don't play revisionist history in a year or 2 or 3 from now when we know exactly how Caleb Banks' health goes. If you're the GM, Ben, what would you have done at 18 the way the draft fell? When the Vikes were on the board. When the Vikes were on the board at 18. So Thieneman's still there. Banks is obviously. What would you have done personally? Would you have rather had Thieneman, or you cool with this?
No, I kind of said this during the draft show and all that. I think that my thought on building any team is through the trenches. I loved our pick last year because look, you have to have a good offensive line. You have to solidify the offensive line. And then what do we see time and time again when our offensive line wasn't good and we were getting beat? We were getting beat in the trenches. What did we see with Kirk Cousins? And we're like, oh my gosh, we got to get a better center. We got to get better guards because we consistently get pushed up the middle and we get all this disruption, the chaos from the defensive line and all this other stuff. So I would much rather I've always sort of pounded the table that you build your defense from the inside out. You have to have a rock star defense up front. Let me ask you guys, if you're scouting a team, would you rather be intimidated by their defensive front or be intimidated by their secondary? I would much rather be intimidated, or I would much rather have an intimidating defensive front than versus an intimidating secondary. I know that there's guys like Ed Reed out there, and I know that there's individual players that say like, damn, that guy's a tone setter. He's going to knock dudes' teeth out going across the middle. Yeah, that's an individual. But when you look consistently across the board, I want my front 4 and 5 guys to be MFers that scare everybody that you play, because it just makes it easy to play defense on the back end better.
Yeah.
Easier.
Is there a player on the Vikings current roster that should be the most disappointed about the draft in terms of what it means for their current job?
I mean, anybody on the defensive line, I think, probably should be, they woke up today with a little heightened sense of purpose. Like, okay, all right, I see the competition that's coming in. I know these guys immediately are stealing reps from me. So I have to go into the OTAs and mini camp and training camp of I can't miss a single rep. And whether that's El Presidente, whether that's Redmond. I mean, listen, Redmond's not guaranteed, a season beyond this season. So he still has a lot to prove based on the drafts that just happened.
Any of the safeties not named Harrison Smith?
Sure. There's going to be the kid out of Miami is, he's going to get some opportunities, but not as much as if he was a day 1 or day 2 pick, But I definitely think that based on what we've seen out of his college tape, that kid can play, and he's got the attitude I think that they're looking for, and very much seems like a Brian Flores type of mentality to go out there and succeed. So still got a lot to learn. Obviously, there's a lot of nuance to this defense, but yeah, those guys in that safety position for sure. I think they probably woke up today and said, all right, game on, I guess. I got to go out and earn my job every day.
Do you think we go find a veteran free agent wide receiver
I think
or
so.
Trade for one?
Yeah, I think so. Now that, we shed that Grenard contract.
Yep.
We have some money to spend a little bit. I think that we'll probably start looking at the free agents that are available.
Devo?
I don't know.
Too expensive?
Is he a free agent or is he on a team?
I think that he's a free agent.
Yeah. And what's the other one that is it Juwan Jennings?
Yeah, from the Niners. I know that PA's been on him since day one. Then you then you've got who was in Arizona, is that Hopkins?
Hopkins.
Yeah.
He's been sort of lobbying quietly and loudly
he wants to be here.
about coming here. So I think for the most part we are not done shopping around free agency wise, and I don't think that's necessarily the only position we'll probably be looking at. But it gets real tight now because you can only bring 90 into camp, and I'm not sure where our total numbers are right now after all the free agents that got signed, but
150.
Wow, that's a lot of
a lot of players, man. Yep.
I know. So now it becomes just hand selecting just a few here and there because the roster is pretty tight.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well done.
I am very. I know everybody at this point in time is looking at their draft, and you can make arguments why it's a great draft. And I do feel really, really comfortable with who we drafted, how we drafted them, the strategy behind it. Now these guys just have to go out and prove themselves. I mean, every single one of these guys have to go out there and prove themselves. We don't know what this draft is going to look like for another probably season and a half to 2 seasons. Look, we're still writing the first page on Dallas Turner, So
One more thing.
Yeah.
Sorry. Listening to that podcast again, I always listen to those guys. They're really, really good. The 3 of them, Ben and his 2 cohorts, Andrew Kramer and
Dusty Mon.
Yeah, Dusty Mon's great.
I'm sorry. Anyway, but they were bringing up the fact that we brought this coach in from Miami. And he likes a lot of speed on his offense. Obviously, look what he did in Miami with Tyreek and all those guys, right? And he talked about this kid we drafted, this running back we drafted, running a 4.37.
Claiborne.
Do you think the offense changes a lot in that direction where we start dipping and dunking and getting the ball to people out of the backfield and seeing what they can do with it?
Yeah, I don't. I think that.
What's the guy's name?
The guy they took?
No, the guy
running back?
the coach they brought in. It's a real plain name, like Jim Smith or something like that.
Well, anyway, while you look,
Go ahead. Sorry,
I think when you look at our offense in general,
Frank Smith.
Yeah.
yeah, Frank Smith. I think in general, especially out of the running back position, why wouldn't you want to have a game breaker?
Yeah.
I think we've lacked game-breaking speed for the last several years, and whether that happens on a swing pass or whether that happens on a screen pass or down the field in the passing game, I just think the threat of having a guy that can get through that first line of defense and make a guy miss and be a home run hitter, it's something that we have missed. And I don't think it's offense specific. I think a lot of teams are looking for that. Now, obviously there's a balance between the two. You look at what Seattle did. That's not necessarily, their philosophy going all the way back to Marshawn Lynch was just a little bit more of, hey, we're going to go downhill, we're going to pick up some tough yards, and we're going to kind of attack these guys at the line of scrimmage and make them feel the pain of our running game. And that's worked for them. But they got a little faster, a little bit more athletic with their running back selection out of Notre Dame in the bottom half of the first round. So they kind of stuck with their ethos a little bit, but they're still looking for a guy that can make some plays down the field. And I think that we're no different, regardless of who's at quarterback. It doesn't matter if JJ wins out or Wentz is back there or Murray's back there. It doesn't matter. Just find a guy that can break the game open.
Were the Packers in this draft at all?
Yes.
Did they even show up?
Yes, they were there.
Did they make any phone
Stopped by and
calls? Did
said
they
hi.
make any picks?
And then they pulled a hockey.
Yeah, they did. They pulled the hockey.
Yep.
Fan 5 in a second. Headlines later. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.